There. I think you should be able to see through your telescope now.
Wonderful! Wonderful! Oh, thank you so much, Aunt Flo. Of course, I would have fixed it myself, only... I don't know how to.
Honestly, you may be a great magician, but sometimes you're as helpless as a baby. Why, you haven't even changed your calendar.
Haven't I?
No, look, it's showing the wrong month.
Oh, so it is.
There. Ooh, what does this mean? There's a red circle around today's date.
Is there? Oh. I wonder why I did that.
Oh, well, it must be a special day. Have a think.
The 6th. The 6th. I've got it. It is a special day. It's exactly 1 year ago today that Toby came to live with me. Ooh. I must tell him. Toby! Toby!
Why don't you try sneezing?
Of course. Nose.
Bless you. Hello, everybody. Bet you didn't expect to see me in here today, did you? Oh, look. Somebody's been drawing red circles on our calendar. Who'd do a thing like that?
I did it.
Why?
He did it for a special reason, to remind himself that today is a very important day.
Oh, important day, is it? What's so important about it?
It's exactly 1 year today that you came to live with me.
Is it? A whole year? My, doesn't time fly when you're having fun? A whole year.
Yes, a whole year, because it was just at the end of last winter that you came here to live with me. Since then, we've had spring and summer and autumn, and now the winter's nearly over again. A whole year gone.
I think he's going to sing again.
The seasons change as the weeks go by. Autumn, winter, how they fly. Spring and summer, 1 year gone. The seasons change as the weeks march on. Spring with lambs on fields and hills. Easter eggs and daffodils. Summer days of bright sunshine. Holidays and picnic time. Autumn when the leaves turn gold. Bonfires, mists, the nights grow cold. Then comes winter, frost and snow. Christmas, New Year, then we know. Soon the blossoms will appear, and once more springtime will be here.
A whole year, eh? Perhaps we could have a little party to celebrate. I've never had a party before.
Oh, not even a birthday party?
No, you see, I don't remember much about what happened before I came to live here. So I don't even know when my birthday is.
Ah, your hatch day.
What?
Your hatch day. You see, you weren't born, you were hatched from an egg. And so you couldn't have a birthday, could you? You'd have a hatch day.
I didn't come out of an egg, did I?
Oh, I think all dragons come from eggs, don't they, magician?
Yes, they do.
Are you sure?
Positive. Why, a dragon once hatched out of an egg in this very room.
I never knew that.
Well, hop on down to the puddle and we'll all have a look.
All right. Do you want to come too?
Oh, yes, this is a story.
My goodness, he's in a hurry. Come along, Aunt Flo.
Right,
come on.
Yes, here we are, Toby. We're not as fast as you.
Right.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Oh, yes.
One day, the magician saw a strange egg in Mr. Wideawake's toy shop. He bought the egg, took it home, and put it on a shelf in his room. The sun shone in through the window on the strange egg. The egg grew warm in the sunshine. A little crack appeared in the side of the egg. The magician didn't notice the crack. The very next day, the crack in the egg grew wider. A little bit of eggshell fell in. A puff of smoke came out of the hole. It was followed by a long, scaly head, and a little dragon looked out. Slowly, the little dragon pulled himself out of the egg. He opened his jaws and yawned. A flash of fire came out of his mouth, followed by a puff of smoke. He opened his wings wide in the sunshine and flew to the open window. The little dragon looked down into the garden and saw two little mice sitting on an upturned flower pot. The dragon was hungry and flew down into the garden toward the two little mice. He was just going to puff fire and smoke into the flower pot when he felt himself lifted up into the air. "So that's what the egg was," said the magician. "A dragon's egg. I might have guessed it." "Let me go!" cried the little dragon. Fire and smoke poured out of his jaws, but the magician held him fast. "You can't go around frightening people like this." "But I'm hungry," hissed the dragon. "Are you indeed? Well, you won't eat the creatures who live in my garden." The magician took the dragon with him into the attic and gave him an egg for breakfast. The magician saw the griffle in the garden and called to him. "Go and see the mice," he said. "Go and see the cats and the owl who lives in the attic. Tell them all to come here at 7 o'clock this evening." The griffle went into the attic. Wake up, owl," he said. "You must go and see the magician at 7 o'clock. The griffle went out into the garden and looked into the hole under the steps. Wake up, cats," said the griffle. "You must go and see the magician at 7 o'clock. The mice all lived in a big hole under the hollow tree. The griffle wrote out a notice on a piece of paper and dropped it into the tree. The notice said, "You must all go and see the magician at 7 o'clock. Grandfather Mouse found the notice and read it to the other mice. "We must all go and see the magician at 7 o'clock. We must all go," said Grandfather Mouse. At 7 o'clock, 3 little cats climbed down a pole from the open skylight. 8 little mice came up from a hole in the floorboard. The white owl flew in through the window. "Good," said the magician. "You are all here. You must listen very carefully," said the magician. "If you want to go on living in my garden, you must all make a promise. You must promise not to eat anyone else who lives in the garden."
We promise. We promise. Okay. We promise.
Ooh, he didn't sound like a very nice dragon at all. But then, he's a fire dragon, and you know what fire dragons are like?
Yes. Very fierce and quite dangerous.
Yes.
Not gentle and kind like spell dragons.
No, and you're a very special spell dragon, Toby.
Well, let's go and see if that story's been magicked into the book. All right. Pencils and paper, pens and ink. The words shall appear before you can blink.
The words will appear before you can blink.
Ah, here we are. Now, I bought the egg from...
Mr. Wideawake's toy shop.
That's right, and I took it home. Here's the picture.
But there's a word missing. Look, it says, the magician took the egg, but it doesn't say where you took it.
I'll just write it in. The magician took the egg... home. Good. And when I got it home, what happened?
Well, the sun shone on it,
Yes,
and it got warm,
Yes,
and a
yes.
crack appeared,
yes,
and a dragon came out of the egg.
that's right. And here he is. The little dragon pulled himself out of the egg.
It does look fierce. I'm not surprised you frightened those two little mice in the garden.
He would have eaten them if I hadn't stopped him, you know. And I didn't want any of that. That's why I asked the Griffle to invite all the creatures in the garden to a special meeting.
Yes, the owl, the cats, and the mice.
But he didn't speak to the mice, though, did he?
Oh, no, he's afraid of mice, so he wrote them a notice and dropped it into the tree.
And here's the notice. The notice said, "You must all go and see the magician at 7 o'clock."
And everybody came to the meeting, and they all promised not to eat each other.
Quite right, too. And what do you think the title of this story is? What started all the trouble?
The dragon's egg.
That's right. The dragon's egg. Good.
Is it time for my party now?
No. It's time for a spell.
Oh, all right then. What sort of spell?
A spell to make a party.
Huh? Oh, hooray! Now, what do we need?
Well, to start with, we need a colour. Something beginning with P for party.
That's easy. Purple.
Purple. That's good.
Look, a purple plate.
Purple plate where, Toby?
There on the shelf, look.
Oh, yes.
A pretty purple plate.
Oh, yes.
Lots of puss sounds. Where do I put it?
Put it in the cauldron, Aunt
In the
Flo.
cold. Right. Whew.
Right.
Now, what else do we need?
Well, it's a party for Toby, so we need something beginning with T. T.
Just Toby.
T.
T, t, t,
T. T.
t, t,
Oh, look.
t, t, t.
Look over there.
Huh?
Here we are. T
Oh.
for trumpet.
Ta-da!
Oh!
Oh, this should be a good noisy party.
Yeah. Put it into the cauldron.
Here we are.
Good. Now, for the magic tune. How does it go, Cauldron?
Excuse me. Am I invited to this party?
But of course you are.
Good. Well, in that case, the tune for the spell goes pom, 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 pom.
Thank you, Cauldron. Pom, 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 pom. Pom, 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 pom. Good. Right, come along, everybody. Pom, 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 pom. And now, the magic clap. And now, the magic rhyme. Puddle, muddle, muddle, puddle, 1 whole year since Toby came. Muddle, puddle, puddle, muddle, let's have party, fun, and game!
Oh, this is going to be a wonderful party.
Happy Hatch Day to you. Happy Hatch Day to you. Happy Hatch Day, dear Toby. Happy Hatch Day to you.
Oh, thank
Come on,
you,
blow out
thank
the
you.
candle.
Blow the candle.
Blow the
Ready?
candle.
Go.
Three.
That nearly worked.